Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm really excited. I'm gonna do a tag. So I'm doing the perfect makeup tag that was created by Morgan Turner and Patty Alonso. And I seen this first actually on Emily's Makeup Bag, her channel. So I'll make sure that I link all of their videos down below. I have my phone here, which has all the questions on it. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. So the very first question is, which primer creates the perfect base? And you want to know what? If it was a few months ago, I probably would have said either the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, because I was in love with that primer for the longest time. And it does create a really good base. But I watched Tara Brooks' video, I guess over, I don't remember, maybe it was over the holidays, because I bought this around the holidays. And I just started using it recently. But for me, it's not really a primer, it's skincare. So the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream and the Glossier Future Dew. Tara Brooks talked about these, I think, over the holidays, because I remember I got this First Aid Ultra Repair Cream during Black Friday, because they have this big old thing for $15. It's an 8-ounce thing of it, and this is usually pretty expensive. It says the retail value is $42. So this creates the most flawless base for me. There is foundations that look so dry on my skin, and they look cakey, and you can like see the foundation when you look up close. You can see it. Whenever I use this together, it just creates the most amazing moisturized base. Even the foundations that look dry on my skin do not look dry when I use this combo together. This is my perfect combo. So the next question is, which foundation has the perfect finish? And this is so funny. Everybody hates this foundation, but it looks so freaking bomb on my skin. It is my holy grail, and it's not really a foundation, I guess, but it is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. Yes, this is my holy grail. This looks so freaking good on my skin, and it's so funny because I see so many people that have dry skin that do not like this. They hate it, and I have dry skin, and this looks so freaking good. You put that base underneath it, that First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream, Glossier Future Dew, put this over top. Chef's kiss. I don't know, it just looks glowy. It's like a satin finish, I guess, because I don't think it's too glowy, but it just smooths over my pores. It makes my face look so smooth, and I don't know, you can't even tell I have dry skin when I wear this. It's just so freaking good. Not only that, this is the foundation that I have found that has the best shade match for me. It is in Fair 150 Cool, which is on their website described as cool with peachy undertones. And I didn't know, but peachy undertones look really good on my skin. So apparently I look good with peachy undertones, cool peachy undertones. But I don't see it very often in foundations. But yes, this one, perfect finish. It has a satin finish. It doesn't look too glowy, doesn't look too matte. It looks in the middle. It wears good all day for me. Still looks good at the end of the day. I don't have any issues with this. It's definitely the perfect foundation with the perfect finish, even though it's not a foundation, it's a CC cream. But it has the perfect finish for me. Now, which concealer has the perfect coverage? And I'm gonna go with my two favorites. e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer and the e.l.f. Cosmetics 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Both of these, I like them both. I was obsessed with this one when it first came out. These are the only freaking concealers that can conceal my bluish purple circles. I have these inner corners that have like blue and purple veins that you can see on my very inner corners. This is the only concealers that cover it. Not even Tarte Shape Tape covers it, and it's supposed to be full coverage, but it doesn't cover my blue and purple veins in my inner corners of my eyes. but these do. So it's my favorite. The hydrating one is definitely more hydrating than the regular 16-hour camo concealer. I know people complain about the 16-hour camo concealer drying too fast on them for it to blend out, but I personally don't notice that. I do think the shade range is a little wonky because the shade I have on the e.l.f. regular 16-hour camo concealer is light peach, and this one is in fair beige. But when you look in the light peach shade in this one, it is way darker than this. So I do think something was wrong with the undertones in this one. But this shade, very good on me. Definitely gives the best coverage for me. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, that's the one with the best coverage. Which powder gives the perfect blur? So this is a hard one. I do have to agree with Teresa's Dead. The Chantecaille, what is this? Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. Now this does blur. This is the only powder that I found that does truly blur your pores. This one really does blur your pores out. Makes your base look more smooth. But sometimes, because you can see it's more of a tinted powder, sometimes it does tint my foundation and like change the color of my foundation. Sometimes it just doesn't look, I don't know. Just some days it looks good and some days it doesn't. I've been finding recently, which I don't know what that's all about. But when I first got it, this was absolutely my favorite blurred pores and everything. But the one that I've been using lately, which I'm going to have to say doesn't leave like a tint to my foundation, is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Halo Glow Setting Powder. This one definitely blurs my pores really good. This is great if you have dry skin because it doesn't really mattify you. And I have it in the shade Light Pink, which it does have like this light pink tint to it. And yeah, it just looks good. I put it all over my face. It looks good. I have the light shade too, but the light pink seems to work best, maybe because I have cooler undertones. But this one is definitely the one I would say right now is giving me blurring my pores and the most, makes my base look flawless. It definitely gives me the perfect blur. You can't go wrong with either one. But this one is so expensive. The Chantecaille one is ridiculously expensive, so I don't use it that much. But the e.l.f. Cosmetics one, affordable, and it does truly blur your pores. It says, which bronzer has the perfect undertone? I'm here to tell you, Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. I have it in the shade 102 Tantric. This one is the second one in the line. I found this at TJ Maxx for only $16.99 when it's normally $50. So this does have like a slight reddish undertone. Because I think it's described as like a terracotta shade, which looks freaking gorgeous on me because I naturally get red when I get tan, or when I'm out in the sun. When I get tan, I don't know if I really get tan, but when I'm out in the sun, if I do tan a little bit, it usually has a reddish undertone. So this one is like the perfect undertone for me. It's my holy grail bronzer. It's the bronzer that I'm always reaching for. I cannot stop reaching for it. It's just so good. It's like you can keep on, if you're heavy-handed, it doesn't even matter. You can just keep going in and in and in, on and on and on, and it just always looks perfect. Never looks patchy. So smooth. Blends out easily. This is the best bronzer. It's definitely the one with the perfect undertone for me. I think it has a very, definitely, it depends person to person which one is the best undertone for whatever your skin type is. Which blush has the perfect shade? This also goes based on perfect. This also goes on personal preference too. But my favorite blush at the moment, I'm gonna say probably has a favorite shade, perfect shade for my skin tone, is this Pat McGrath Labs blush. This is the shade Nude Venus. So it's like a peachy pink mauve color, and this, I cannot stop using it. This definitely has the perfect shade for my skin tone. It's like a peachy pink mauve color. It just looks so good with my undertones and everything. Pat McGrath did a good job with her blushes. These things are so gorgeous. I was just reading the back. The back of it says, blush without caution. Fabulous flirtations and exquisite seductions may result with prolonged use. That's funny. Anyways, this is definitely the blush that has the perfect color for me, and I'm in love with it. Which highlighter has the perfect finish? You guys, this might be controversial. So the highlighters that have the perfect finish for me, and I hate to say it, are the Ofra Cosmetics highlighters. I know nobody's liking Ofra Cosmetics right now, but they're blinding. They melt into the skin so beautifully, and they're just everything. And here's my two favorite shades. This one is the collab with Nikki Tutorials, and this is Glazed Donut. I just love it. And then here is the other one that I love. This is Pillow Talk. This one is just a gorgeous pink shade. I don't care what anybody says about Ofra. I already spent all this money on all these highlighters. I'm going to keep them. But they're just so gorgeous. They melt into your skin. They give you a blinding highlight if that's what you want. I think they're the best ones. I do like my ColourPop Super Shocks, because I do have some ColourPop Super Shocks. I like the Flexitarian one, but I cannot find it. But I'm going to say that my favorite is Ofra. I hate to say it, but yep, my favorite's Ofra. Which lipstick has the perfect formula? Are we talking stick lipsticks? So if we're talking stick lipsticks, I'm going to have to go with my Charlotte Tilbury. I had to think about that for a second. I'm going to have to go with, I think, my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. This one, I only have one of them because they're expensive. But I have this one in JK Magic. And it's just a gorgeous shade for one. Just a gorgeous shade for one. It just lasts a long time on your lips. It's a matte, but it's not too matte, not too drying. I've been really liking it. And I only have one. I do want to get Pillow Talk too, because I know that's like the iconic shade in Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. But it's so hard to pick just one. I don't know how anybody picks just one. But if we're talking stick lipsticks, it's definitely Charlotte Tilbury's formula. If we're talking liquid lipsticks, my favorite formula is the Lunar Beauty. I like Lunar Beauty's liquid lipsticks. They're not too dry on your lips, and they last a long time on your lips. And this packaging is gorgeous. So if we're talking liquid lipsticks, we're going to go with Lunar Beauty. And he just has a nice smell to his formula. Which palette has the perfect shimmers? The palette that has the perfect shimmers, in my opinion, is the Pat McGrath. This is the Divine Rose 2. I thought about this. Y'all know Pat McGrath's shimmers are iconic. She has the most gorgeous shimmers. And I went with the Divine Rose 2 basically because it has that multi-chrome in it, and I love a multi-chrome. So if we're talking about palettes with the perfect shimmers, I have to go with Pat McGrath. There's just something, they're so transformative. I just feel the prettiest when I'm wearing my Pat McGrath eyeshadows. I love it. It is so good. So yeah, definitely Pat McGrath. This Divine Rose 2 palette has the best shimmers, in my opinion. Pat McGrath shimmers are just out of this world. Period. I don't care what anybody says. And the last question on here is, which palette has the perfect color story? I would say the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette because it is a gorgeous mauve-y pink color, and it does have a beautiful, beautiful color story. So here it is. This is the Pat McGrath Divine Rose. This would be the perfect color story for my everyday neutral looks, everyday palette. This is my perfect color story. It's a mauve neutral. It has these gorgeous transformative shimmers here. It's perfect for everyday looks, and it's mauve neutrals, of course. But the palette with the perfect color story, I'm gonna give it to my ColourPop Good Sport palette. You guys, look at this palette. Do you see this palette? It has a gorgeous color story. It's no longer available, but this is perfect for fall, for winter. It even matches the cheetah print that's going on here with the orange and the purple. It is just, you have to wonder, like, for everything. Every day, Pat McGrath. Fall, ColourPop Good Sport. It's always the perfect palette for whatever. Now, if you're like pink looks like I do, this is like the perfect pink everyday look. This is the Oma Beauty Coming to America palette, Real Heritage. This one is my perfect pink palette. It is just gorgeous. If I want a pink look, this is my perfect pink palette. I might have my perfect purple palette coming in the mail soon. But it's so hard to pick just one palette. It's the perfect color story. Because it's the perfect color story for spring, summer, fall, winter, every day. Whether you want a pink look, a purple look. You know, you have different perfect eyeshadow palettes for everything. But, so it's hard to pick for me in that category. So I would have to put the Pat McGrath Divine Rose, definitely this ColourPop Good Sport, and that Oma Beauty, this Oma Beauty Coming to America Heritage palette. Those are my palettes that have the perfect color story at the moment. I like all of these so much. But that was the last question in this video. I want to leave the questions down in my description box for this perfect makeup tag, along with the videos from Morgan Turner and Pally Alonso and Patty Alonso and Emily's makeup bag. Their videos will all be linked down below, because this is where I got the tag video from. And I tag you, if you have your own YouTube channel, I tag you to do this video, and let me know if you do it. Tag me in it if you do it. That way I can go watch your video of of what your perfect makeup tag is. I'm curious what your perfect makeup is for you and your preferences, your skin tone, all of that. I'm just so interested. Or you can let me know down below in the description box, what is your perfect makeup in all of these categories. You can answer it down below if you want. I'm so curious, because everybody's skin type and skin preference, everybody has a different preference for their perfect makeup. So you have to let me know down below. That way, if there's anything that I haven't tried yet, I can try. But anyways, that's my video for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And if you are not yet subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe. And don't forget to hit that like button and to ring the bell. That way you'll be notified of all my future uploads. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.